This is a lesson on how to do some editing on a raw shape file that you may have just created. This is the trail network that's proposed for the RockHill site, and it is extremely well chosen with respect to the natural resources of the area, but there are several things that the group would like to fix about the more technical data type details of the shapefile itself. For instance, there seems to be a gap here where the trail really should be connected together. And this is a very common editing issue that can be fixed relatively quickly. To change this, one needs to use the editor toolbar, which is toggled by this button, the pencil and the 4 dots. That toggles it on or off. Right now it seems that, I do need to start editing. So once I toggle it on and I say start editing, say I'd like to edit the trail and say OK, I should shortly have there. I do have a number of my tools are available, including the principal tool, the editor tool itself, right here, the arrowhead tool. So I'll select that, and what I'm going to do to fix this is I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to add another point, another vertex, another marker point to this by putting my arrowhead on the line itself, right hand clicking, and say insert vertex, and I'll just do another one. So now I have some vertices which I can click on with the left button and drag around, and in fact what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the end point of this over to here, and because snapping is turned on, it will snap to the vertex over here. Snapping means when we get within a certain distance, it matches 2 points exactly. And now there's the snap, and I'll edit. I can move this one around a little bit. The remaining blue shows where the original trail was, and this really is not much of a change in the trail pathway. It'll probably be altered later anyway, but now we have the topology correct, which shows that this is connected. So if I say to the editor, save edits, it'll show me what my new vertices look like and my new area. There's another problem with this that's visible, or that's apparent when I go in to edit this, and that is that this entire feature or entire area is all one feature. I'm not sure I'm getting my colors the way I want them. This entire thing is one feature. In fact, if I go into the attribute table and select this feature, it will show that that's what I want to show. It'll show that this entire piece in blue is one line feature. It's one item, and that doesn't entirely make logical sense in the transportation or routing sense, because this is clearly an approach path or a connector path which connects this loop to this loop, and this is a loop, but those are two different entities. So what I'm going to do next is show you how to use another tool called the split tool, which will chop this part and this part away from each other. So I'm going to zoom in pretty close on this, use my editor tool, double click, and now I'm in the editing mode, and what I can use is another tool, the split tool, another very common operation, and I can just hover that over this segment and click, and I can select again, hover up here, and click with my chop tool, and select again, hover up here, and chop. And what I actually have now is a little fragment here that I can delete, and there's another little fragment here that I can delete. And essentially what I've done is I've broken that connection, and now I'm going to reassemble that connection with a better topology. Going back to my edit tool and clicking on here, double clicking, it's possible to right click, insert a vertex, insert another vertex, insert another vertex, and now I can go right ahead and just basically drag these two together and I might as well just snap them together right there. And I'll right click here, insert another vertex, and now I've smoothed the whole thing out. And when I say save edits, I see that I have a single feature that is a single. This loop is a single feature, and now that's one feature. What remains now is to connect this feature with the loop itself, and it's very important or very useful to connect a feature and let it snap to a vertex. I could connect this feature to a line or a midpoint on this other trail, but it's really much better to connect to a vertex, which is what it says on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and save again, and it looks like I did something bad right here, so I'm going to zoom in on that as the last operation before I close this video. And I seem to have failed at another scale to actually close this. So I'm going to go in and drag this vertex until it snaps, and then save edits again. Zoom back out, and now it's clear that I have one feature right here and another feature right here, which is this. So this approach is a single feature, and this is another feature. Checking the attribute table, I discover that now I have 4 polylines in the attribute table. So that's one good improvement on this. I fixed that dangle, and then I split the two parts of this into a loop and a connector or approach section, which makes much more logical sense. These can be symbolized differently. They can be manipulated differently. So that's good editing. I'm going to break. I think I'm going to need 3 videos to do this.